Good morning, Cityside.
Good morning, everyone. Look at these faces and placeholders. And there's going to be over 50 of us coming together on a screen. This is incredible. I hope that you're having a wonderful Sunday. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, present yourself. We're all together. We're all here. Where I am, God is.
Tiffany, we need you to share.
And where I stand, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free. In and out and through me. As me, where I sing, God is. And where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Oh, and where I live, beauty's flowing free. In and out through me. As me, where I doubt, God is the faith in me. And where I cry, God is the comfort there. Oh, and where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is, and where I work, love is my career. And where I play, God is playing boldly. In and out and through. As me, as you, as me and as you. God is, life is, joy is, oh, truth is, God is.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Amy Daniels. I'm the spiritual director here at Cityside, and I just want to welcome everyone to our first fully virtual service. I have to say, when Tiffany started to sing, I actually think this is working out better than what we planned because we can see all of you. And I just have to say, it's so touching to see everyone. So really welcome. And I want to start by thanking the team that made this happen this morning, especially Keith and Russ, who worked out the technology, and Tiffany, Greg, and Dom, who figured out how to bring us music in a fully virtual format. So we're truly blessed, and we just really want to thank everyone for being here with us this morning. And if you're joining us for the first time, I really especially want to welcome you. At Cityside, we're all about practical spirituality that you can use to create the life you want. We're part of Centers for Spiritual Living, but we do honor all paths and we practice oneness. And what we're really about is providing a supportive community, which seems especially important right now. So I'm just really grateful to be here with everyone. Rob is holding vigil for us this morning, holding a space for us all to have a transformative experience. So normally we join in speaking our vision and mission now together. I'm going to say it out loud, and if you know it, you can say it along with me. We envision an empowered community that is living in a world of unconditional love in action. Our mission is to create safe spaces to explore and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual relationship, and connect with our authentic nature. And look at that, it showed up on the screen. How did that happen? So we are a social media friendly church because we're not streaming live right now. Keith will post the video later. And I just really want to encourage everyone to share it with your friends. A lot of people are feeling isolated right now. And we just want to really get the message out and be here to support people. So we usually talk now about doing an icebreaker, but before we go into our icebreaker, I just want to say our theme for March is inner wholeness and healing, which could not be a better theme to have right now. And Linda Jackson will be speaking today on healing a journey of the soul. And I'm really excited to hear what Linda has to say about this. You know, I think on a spiritual path, we're all going through different processes of healing all the time, whether it's physical, emotional, energetically, just healing our thoughts. And so I know that Linda is going to bring a lot of wisdom to us today. So the way the icebreaker is going to work today is that you got to type your icebreaker answer into the chat. So I'm expecting the chat to explode right now. And our icebreaker is, what are your favorite things to do while sheltered in place? So please share now.
I'm here to provide your reading and meditation and prayer this morning. Our reading is from The Science of Mind. Man will deliver himself from sickness and trouble in exact proportion to his discovery of himself and his true relationship to the whole. Law is law wherever we find it, and we shall discover that the laws of mind and spirit must be understood if they are to be consciously used for definite purposes. The spirit knows, and the law obeys. hidden away in the inner nature of real man, is the law of his life. So I invite us all now to take this moment to go within and to connect with that whole, that place of wholeness. And we will spend a few minutes in silent meditation. And so now, staying in this place of connection, in this time when we are distant and yet near, separated and yet connected through the wonders of technology, and always, always many and but always one. We are connected now by that one spirit, that one source, that one love, that one peace, grace, and energy of ease and flow in all things possible. We are connected in this very moment and at all times. And I know that I am one with this. I am one with this place, this thing, this energy, this force that I call God. And I know that each of us are connected now and always with Source and through Source. And in this place of connection, I speak these words of blessing upon our service, knowing that ease and flow happens here and now, that blessings abide, that technology works, Bless all of the hearts and hands that have made this amazing service come together today. Our tech gurus, Keith and Russ, and the music team that has made this all occur, and Tiffany with how she leads us in song as prayer. I know it is all occurring in divine right order and divine right timing. I especially want to bless Linda as she delivers her talk today, knowing that she has made herself available to Spirit, that she is connected, and through her, the gifts of Spirit flow and reach each of us as we most need. And I bless Rob for holding vigil with us today. And I just know that in this time of uncertainty, in these unprecedented times, that Cityside is connected always through Spirit and through our hearts, that we are one, and that we continue to expand and grow and deepen as a community, and that our love and our connection is there for the world in these scary times. And so I bless it all. I call it all good. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
So as I mentioned last week, I'm going to keep singing this Mavis Staples song because I think it's going to take us through this time. I hope that you will take a look at lyrics so you can sing along. You can all Milli Vanilli with me. This is Have a Little Faith, Mavis Staples. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. We got to help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times we're living in. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. We got trouble everywhere around the world. There's not a safe place to be for any woman, man, or girl. Everywhere you turn, there's destruction and pain. You get a mouthful of promises and a handful of rain. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. We got to help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times that we are living in. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friends. Trouble all around us. We gotta rise above. Gotta fight the good fight. And when this war with love, hold on, hold on. Help is on the way. There's a better tomorrow, baby. I can feel it today. Have a little faith, I said. Have a little faith, my friend. We got to help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times that we are living in. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. Have a little faith, yes. Have a little faith, oh. Have a little bit of faith, oh. Have just a little faith, my friends, yeah. Oh, we gotta help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times that we're living in. Have a little faith, I say. Linda, honey, you have to unmute.
I did.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. I was just sharing that I'm having a wave of tenderness coming over me and so much appreciation for all of these spaces and just the love and care that went into making this happen. And I'm calling these our opportunities to be alone together. And as has already been said, it's more important than ever for us to have these ways to connect. And I just have so much gratitude for everyone being here. If you don't know me, my name is Linda Jackson. I am a practitioner and a longtime friend and prayer partner of Amy. And when we talked a few months ago about my speaking today, of course, we didn't expect it to be in this format. And Amy shared that the monthly theme was about healing, and I was very excited about the idea of healing. This idea of a journey of the soul, for me, it relates to a lot of the work I've done through practitioner training, beyond practitioner training, recognizing ourselves as individualized expressions of the one, and knowing that our individual work impacts the collective. But more so, even remembering our essence, reconnecting with ourself, with the truth of who we are at the level of our soul. And I thought that I would be focusing more on false beliefs and shadow work and how our persona parts can sort of take on this survival strategy for coping and keep us spinning in our behaviors. But it somehow feels different today. And it almost feels like a luxury to have that conversation. And, you know, some of us are feeling that our very survival is threatened right now. So it's not just an idea or a concept that's happening in our subconscious. We're feeling it in our conscious level. So I just want to say that, you know, I had a lot of things planned to talk about, and I'm already a little off script, but I'm just going to trust that everyone who's listening today or in the future will hear exactly what is needed. So I don't generally spend a lot of time on social media, but as you can imagine, with the extra time on my hands, I'm finding myself looking for different ways to connect and keeping myself informed. And in this one particular neighborhood group that I'm in, there was just this huge flurry, as you have all seen, I'm sure, about the COVID-19 virus, you know, asking people not to hoard and questioning how they're going to pay their rent and how to go get tested, and all of the intensity that we're all feeling. And in the midst of that, one neighbor posted, "Remember when half the city of Chicago was worried about a coyote sighting?" And I felt a relief in that interruption to the drama pattern was a welcome relief. And I don't want to minimize the impact that this situation is creating for all of us, and the emotional heightened experiences that we all may be having, but it reminded me that we can interrupt our unconscious patterns. And it caused me to ask and to invite us to be in the question today of how can I choose to be different going forward? How can I choose to be right now and practice my becoming the healing that is wanting to occur, so that when we return to some semblance of normal, whatever our new normal is, I have this idea of, like, you know, being an old person talking about, well, before the virus and after the virus, or before the pandemic and after the pandemic. And I don't mean to laugh about that. I'm actually grateful that I have that future thought. You know, I think it's important for us to imagine how things will be, and not stay focused in the fear of it being something undesirable, but to imagine it being how we want. We know how mental science works, right? But back to my thought of, you know, who do we want to be? How do I want to be with this situation right now, so that I am part of the healing that is wanting to occur? I think we're being given an opportunity, if not being forced. I mean, we're literally being called to sequester ourselves alone and be with everything that's going on in here. How do we want to be with that? And how do we deal with the anxiety, the fear, the intensity that arises in us? And I'm sure many of you have seen the meme that's been posted. I saw it a few places. It's a poem, and it's beautifully written by some unknown author. And I won't do it justice, but it mentions, the fires didn't do it, the hurricanes didn't do it, the mass shootings didn't do it, and somehow this is the healing that is wanting to occur. This is what is calling us forward to a new way of being, not only for ourselves, but collectively, individually, collectively, globally. So we all know, I make that assumption that most of the people on this Zoom meeting know that New Thought teaches that consciousness precedes form. And for anybody who might not know, what that means is that our thoughts create our experience. And as Ernest Holmes would say, change your thinking, change your life. And as Reverend Judy spoke to a couple of weeks ago, the challenge with this is that sometimes there can be a new thought sort of shame when our circumstances don't match our intentions. Is it my fault that I'm sick? Am I not a good enough manifester? And especially in this current setting, with the heightened stress and anxiety, it may feel like spiritual abuse to consider that we are creating the situation we're in. But perhaps instead we can question if on some level we have collectively called forward this healing that is wanting to occur within ourselves and on the planet. And so I have a metaphysical chart. Keith, if you would show that slide. And this is just an overview, a sort of abbreviated version of the Science of Mind metaphysical chart. And if you look on the left-hand side of this slide, anyone who has taken foundations would be familiar with this. If you look in the back of the Science of Mind book, there are multiple versions of this, and there would be hundreds of words that could be written in this chart. So for the sake of simplicity and just giving a concept, because I think this is a really helpful teaching model, the metaphysical chart shows us this triune nature where we see the three aspects of being. At the top, we have cause, or conscious mind or spirit. In the middle, we have law, subconscious mind or soul. And at the bottom, we have the effect, conditions or body. And again, there could be hundreds of words in each of these sections. But if you look on the right-hand side, we have the creative process, which shows that as thoughts come into conscious mind, the law that is operating in the subconscious is always operating, and it produces the form that matches our beliefs. Now, this is true at the macrocosm. So this symbol is symbolizing all there is, and it also is symbolizing the microcosm on the individual level. So this works as a whole, and it works individually. And if we switch to the next slide, I want to be clear that this is my own adaptation modification. So if you happen to be studying for something in foundations, don't look too closely at this. I don't want to throw you off. This is me adding some other teachings that I really subscribe to and sort of combining these models. So if we see our thoughts coming into conscious mind, and in that middle section where the soul level, where the law is operating, that's where our false beliefs also live. So the law is still saying yes, but everything is now being filtered through those beliefs, and the form still matches the beliefs. But this explains why we don't always get exactly what we want, right? And if you look on the right-hand side, you can see I've added these little sort of silhouettes, which are representing shadow parts or personas, or there's a lot of different names we can use in different modalities, but they're all sort of pointing at the same thing. There are parts of us that are holding these false beliefs. And now what we're experiencing in the world of form is not only validating the belief, but it's validating that persona, or that way of being, that way of coping and moving through the world. So I'm going to say it another way because I think this is important. And Keith, you can take down the slide. Thank you. Something happens somewhere along the way in our lifetime. We come to believe something to be true about ourselves and or the world. And we develop these false beliefs. And there's these sort of ego parts or shadow parts or personas that sort of splinter off. And they're holding those false beliefs, or they're the lies that we're telling ourselves. But this is the filter through which we see the world. And we are forgetting our essence. We're forgetting the truth of who we are. And we're developing these coping and survival strategies and patterns of being based on those lies that we're telling ourselves. And this is why I say that healing occurs at the level of the soul. Because we can do all this work in consciousness and we can do all this work in the world of form, but until we actually get to the soul level, to look at those wounded parts, those shadow parts, whatever name you want to call them, we may just be bypassing, as they say, spiritual bypassing, when we're saying, oh, it's all good, right? Well, sometimes it's not actually all good. And the work for us is to disrupt our patterns, to really connect with. I really appreciate the work that I've done through some trance work, hypnotherapy, in addition to practitioner work or traditional therapy, to connect with those wounded parts and to have a healing of those wounded parts and create new beliefs and establish new behaviors so that I can be more conscious and intentional about how I am creating my life. So I believe if we work in all three of those aspects of being, in our conscious mind, in our subconscious mind, and in the world of form, that we can really disrupt those patterns and amplify our growth. So that is my invitation for us during this time where we are spending so much more time alone, and when we might come up against those demons, if you want to call them that, those shadow parts, our fears, and really give us an opportunity to be with ourselves in a new way. I see this as a time of ultimate self-care, and it will ripple out. The individual impacts the collective. The work we do to heal ourselves at this time will heal the collective. I believe that's what we are being called to do. You know, I heard in Governor Pritzker's shelter-in-place order the other day, he included a statement about we need to rely on people to be good citizens, working together to keep one another safe. And Mayor Lightfoot making a statement that never has our health been so entwined. And she went on to say, this is not a time for every man for himself. This is a time for every man, woman, and child to be united together. My request is not so different. I'm asking you to use this time for self-care and care for others, to devote time to transformation of the mind, soul, and body. And as we work individually, this ripples out into the collective. We heal ourselves and we heal the world. And there's a particular attention I want to pay to this subconscious area, because I think we're much more familiar in working in consciousness and working in the world of form. So I just encourage you to get support, see a practitioner, call one of your prayer partners, work with a spiritual buddy, Try a new modality while you're at home. Lots of people are offering services online. Delve into some deep work to look at what's coming up for you, and take responsibility for healing what's up for you, knowing that it is healing on a global level. So again, I just want to point back to, the key to the journey of the soul is to stop the pattern of disconnecting from our true essence, to stop letting these old patterns and old beliefs run us and think that that's just who we are. We can return to the essence of our being. Remember the truth of our being. The world needs you to be your full expression, to bring the gifts that only you can bring. And I really believe that healing is when we realign with our essence. And we can begin to ask ourselves, instead of going down the rabbit hole of social media, maybe, how can I help? How can I step into my full expression and be of service here? But the idea being to return to self, to the God within, to awaken. And the statement that we're all familiar with from Ernest Holmes of nothing to be healed, only God revealed. I want to just flip that a little bit. And, if God in me is me being in my full expression, then I'm going to change that statement to be nothing to be healed, only my full expression revealed. I'm going to just say that again. Nothing to be healed, only my full expression revealed. And this is what I am charging us with today. So I'm going to take us into a healing meditation. I just invite you to get yourself comfortable in your seat, or perhaps you're lying down. This is one of the beauties of meeting this way. We don't even have to put on the bottoms of our outfits. So just take a moment to get yourself situated. I invite you to close your eyes, or at least take a downward gaze. Let's begin by becoming aware of the breath. Feel the breath as it enters through the nose with a cooling sensation, and then warming as it gently travels down into the lungs. Fill the lungs with a deep inhale, bringing in energy, vitality, and well-being. Our breath is life force. As you exhale, visualize and feel the body releasing toxins, stress, and any negativity that has accumulated. Allow the breath to bring you fully into the present. Feeling the weight of the body in your seat, allowing yourself to be supported. Staying with the breath and focusing on breathing in peace. And exhaling out all that is no longer needed. And continue this at your own pace, breathing in peace, breathing out that which is no longer needed. You may begin to feel the energy that is in the body. Become more aware of your aliveness. Perhaps it shows up as a warmth or a tingling in your fingertips or on the surface of the skin. Become aware of our physical being, dropping out of the head into the body. And direct your breath to any part of the body that is experiencing discomfort. Imagine breathing in to create space and ease in the physical body. Imagine bathing every cell in light and love. Begin to notice the energy that is just beyond your body, in the extended environment. Notice this energy is in every aspect of life, in every part of nature, in every living thing, in all beings. Now merge all those energies together and feel them as one. Visualize all of that energy shining brightly, and bring the shining glow of bright energy over the crown of the head. Feel it starting to travel down into your body from the top of your head, slowly moving down into your face and neck, traveling down into the shoulders, down into the arms, to the fingers. Feel the healing energy and the light going down into your chest, all the way down to your hips. Continuing to breathe in peace and exhaling anything that is no longer serving. Feeling the light energy moving down your legs, all the way down to your toes. Your whole body is now filled with this healing light and energy. Direct that healing energy to completely fill any physical area that needs this healing energy. Feel it warming, healing, and expanding through the area. And now take a moment to allow this healing light to bring peace and healing to any emotional issues or traumas. Bring your awareness to the essence qualities that are the truth of who you are. Imagine personality dropping away. And connecting with the essence of who you really are. Allow intentions or desires to come forward from that place of truth. Hold the thoughts of those intentions or desires and allow the healing energy to bring these intentions and desires into fruition. See it done. Again, feeling your connection to divine energy and light. And remembering that all is one. Imagine this healing energy in the area surrounding you. Imagine it moving out in waves, rippling out beyond the room you are in, beyond the building or home where you are, out into your neighbor's space. As we all send these healing waves out beyond our physical bodies, we are connecting with one another in the waves, overlapping our energy bodies, sending healing out to the entire neighborhood, the entire city, the entire state, neighboring states, to the entire country, through the oceans and across the seas, across the entire globe, rippling out to China, to Italy, to all the land and all the people. Healing waves, filling every cell and every fiber of each one's being with light and love and healing energy. Remembering the wholeness that is the truth of each one's being and amplifying who we are at our essence. Now lifting ourselves to a bird's eye view of the globe, seeing that the pollution has begun to clear away with the stillness that is taking place. And the entire earth is pulsing with life and healing vibrations. In this quieting of the daily activities, all of life is renewed and revitalized. As we rise above to high consciousness, and at the same time remain grounded in our physical experience, we have been called to hold space for the high idea of life, of healing, of peace, of love, bringing ease to every conversation, lending helping hands and generosity to soothe scarcity mindsets. Now allow an intention to rise up in you. How may I be the healing that is being called forth? How may I be the healing that is being called forth? Imagine yourself with your arms open wide, holding space for the entire globe, the whole planet, holding all the countries, cities, neighborhoods, sending blessings of light and love. And I invite you to bring your hand to your heart and send that love inward one more time. Breathe into your intention. Remember them. Commit to them. And in this space of interconnectivity, this experience of oneness with all, I recognize that there is one power and presence in back of all life. It is wholeness, it is truth, it is peace and love. I sense and know it as the very vibration of oneness that we have just established here in this meditation. It permeates my very being, just as it is living in, as, and through all beings, each of us, one with the one. We are individualized expressions of wholeness, truth, peace, and love. From this place of oneness, I call forward for each of us a remembering of the truth of our being. Each of us called to be our fullest expression of God, our fullest expression of life, our fullest expression of truth. And with the power of this word, I provoke a deepening in knowing ourselves at our essence, dissolving what appears as persona or shadow or any sense of false self, knowing there is nothing to be healed, only our full expression revealed. I see a disruption of the old patterns, individually and collectively, and a healing vibration moving through every living being, a healing wave moving across the entire planet, refreshed, renewed, revitalized, people and planet. We are the healing that has been called forward. It is done. I'm so grateful for the fulfillment of this prayer. So grateful for the remembering of our wholeness, our truth, our essence. Grateful to remember the love and peace that is the truth of our being. Grateful for the vibration of oneness that has been a felt experience here today. Grateful for the revealing of the full expression of each of us. I release these words into the action of the law, knowing it is already done. I let it go. I call it good. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
So let's have a hand for Linda. What, no feedback?
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
I think I counted it. It's like 45.
Great. So thank you, Linda. That was so beautiful, so touching. You know, as you were speaking, I was thinking about how, you know, everyone's having a different experience right now. Some people are experiencing, you know, that their work may have ceased temporarily and the flow of funds may have ceased temporarily, and other people are being called on to do even more and maybe feeling, you know, a personal sense of just tiredness, you know, because they're giving so much of themselves. And so I think it's important for us now all to just remember that God is our source and we are connected to that wholeness. So thank you so much. It is time now to make our gifts and our offerings. We are a community supported organization, and believe it or not, our expenses have not gone down by being virtual. So if you're in a position where you can make a gift, we really appreciate that. Have been so grateful for this community the last few weeks, just being able to lean into it, and that is why I support Cityside personally. You can make a gift either by texting to give at 312-757-8111 or on our website at cityside.me. And I'd just like to invite everyone to just close your eyes for a moment and just think about what you are grateful for right now. You know, being around your loved ones, being able to connect with people on Zoom or by phone, whatever you're grateful for. Deeper awareness of those people that we love, deeper appreciation for our health, deeper appreciation for life itself. And I invite you, if you're making a gift, just to hold your gift to your heart. And even if you're not able to make a gift, I just invite you to put your hands on your heart and just to give thanks for all that you have. Just knowing that God is truly your source. And I invite you to join me in speaking the affirmation out loud. It's on the screen. Divine love through me. Seems like we're having a technical difficulty for a moment on the music. So I just want to, again, thank everyone who brought the service together. And I'm going to turn it over to Eric Todd to make the announcements. And thank you for your gifts.
Good morning, Cityside. I am Eric Todd Rushing, and I serve as Sunday Director here at Cityside. I'm so grateful to be joining you today. When I was setting up my space this morning to make sure I was well lit, I couldn't get my computer in the right spot, and I was like, I wish I had a giant book to set my computer on. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I do. So I'm coming to you with my computer firmly planted on top of Ernest Holmes' giant double volume, The Science of Mind book. So if you are joining us for the first time, we want to welcome you. We want to thank you for blessing us with your presence. Please check out the link. I want to stay in the loop at Cityside I'll post it in the comments, but when we're done here, when we post this on Facebook, I'm gonna go back and post all these links I'm talking about so you can find what you need. And if you've been joining us for a while and you're not on our mailing list, you can click that link as well. I want to stay in the loop at Cityside, and that will get you on our mailing list. We want to thank our teams today for creating this great experience: Linda, Amy, John, Tiffany, Greg, Dom, and especially Keith and Russ for being the channel of wisdom to assemble all this so that we can come together virtually. How about an unmute for that?
At least she's somewhere where she isn't fully alone and people are cooking her food and she doesn't have to go to the grocery and, you know, like.
And so next week, we will continue our theme for March, Inner Wholeness, the Healing Power in You. Our friend Angie Hosley will be back. And we have 3 ways for you to stay connected and be in community over the coming weeks. All these things are online. We have prayer circles every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time and every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. And a healing and wellness gathering every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, you can use the same link for all of these gatherings. One link will get you to where you need to go. So you can find those links in our e-blast every week, on our Facebook page, in the Facebook group, or by just going to the website, clicking on the events page, and the link is there as well. And just to clarify, one link will get you to all those events. Finally, don't leave with anything heavy on your heart. If you need prayer support during this time, please email prayer@cityside.me. prayer@cityside.me, and we will be sure to get you connected to a practitioner or someone to pray with you. We will continue to keep everyone informed about how we're gathering in the coming days. We'll keep you updated through the e-blast and through our Facebook page, so be sure to like and join that email list. Until we gather again, take care of yourself and take care of one another. And Tiffany is going to send us out.
Love is lifting me higher, everybody. Come on. Your love is lifting me higher. Thank you, Cityside. We love all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
A beautiful Sunday, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone.
Love, love,
Everyone,
love.
bye.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Guys, love, 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 and light.
Love keeps
Bye for now.
Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Have a great Sunday, everybody.
You too, Daryl.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Thank
See you
Keep
next
the
time.
faith.
Oh my God.
Your love
Yeah,
keeps lifting me.